training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the...
Honey, I dash, got it on smash, foot on the gas. I will not crash, they will not stop me. Tenfold, copy, end zone, watch me celebrate. I'm cocky, I do my dance, jump in the stands. No man, man, I'll deal with the hands. Thought he could guard me, I ruin they plans. I do what I want, they do what they can. Got it on smash, foot on the gas. I will not crash, honey, y'all dash, 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 yeah. They can't catch up cause they lacking the stamina. Way too advanced to be playing with amateurs. Stay on attack when they tackle like damages. They react and play it back on the camera. Hot boy, just consider me flammable. Sure shot, I got all the intangibles. Need a leash, I'm a beast, I'm an animal. Eat the competition up like a Hannibal. Know the game like I wrote up the manual. I do weekly what you do on the annual. MVP, that decision unanimous. Hit dials, I don't think they can handle it. Battlefield, it's just me and my warriors. Guaranteed we emerge victorious. Years, blood, sweat, tears, is glorious. I remember when they always ignoring us. Dash, got it on smash, foot on the gas. I will not crash, they will not stop me. Tenfold, copy, end zone, watch me celebrate. I'm cocky, I do my dance, jump in the stands. No man, man, I'll deal with the hands. Thought he could guard me, I ruin they plans. I do what I want, they do what they can.
Just a gorgeous fall afternoon in the heart of Texas. No weather to speak of. Sun out, roof open. Yes, yes, and yes. A great day for football at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. A moment ago, here was the scene with the Cowboys emerging from their tunnel. It was loud. It's still loud. We're ready for football as the Cowboys get set to match up with the Green Bay Packers. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
Let it! 158! 54 miles.
Rodgers now on first down. To Valdez-Scantling over the middle. That throw good for 4. It's second down. Well, the returns for the Cowboys on Leighton Vander Esch have been pretty good so far. You know, a lot of Cowboy Nation questioned when they took him number 19 overall a season ago instead of Calvin Ridley. But Leighton Vander Esch would get 140 tackles last year. Franchise rookie record for Dallas en route to a Pro Bowl appearance.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so. It gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part.
And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. Jalen Smith coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away.
Let's go.
Cowboys take over first and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a first and 10 at their own 23. They run with Ezekiel Elliott, last year's NFL rushing leader. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Brings up second and 11 at the 22-yard line.
After the loss to start out, here's second and 11.
Check 26. We're going to 54. 26.
Now Prescott. Trying to get it to Cobb, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage, the rookie from Maryland. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. Well, not a good omen there. His first throw of the afternoon, intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school is he's able to wipe things away pretty easily and move on.
DeMarcus Lawrence in on the tackle. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, if you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, you must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. Like you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
Yeah, the Cowboys here on third down, bringing in an extra defensive back. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Aaron Jones, his 6th touchdown of the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Solid job up front, really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
That was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run, end result, 6 points.
Touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 the score as they start 1st and 10. Boy, nowhere to go at all on that first down run as they will get to him behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
At the 24-yard line.
Here we go, here we go. Don't say nothing. 6 guys. Check 6 guys. 26.
Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. Letting one fly deep for Cooper. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. Cooper was the intended target. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Get 300. Get 300.
Now Rodgers. He gets this to Devontae Adams. A gain there of 21 yards. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Now a 1st down carry by Jones. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. Jalen Smith, the Notre Dame man, in on the tackle.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
Throwing now is Rodgers. Caught on the right side by Jones. But he will have the 1st down before he's tackled at the 12. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. Rodgers will bring him up to the line, 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game. This is the rookie from Notre Dame, Dexter Williams. And this play goes nowhere, losing yardage back to the 15. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14.
Inside. Back north. Switch inside. Check three.
Now it's Rodgers. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jeff Heath. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit, like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Started the second quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Here we go. Right here. Check. 26.
A 1st down carry by Elliott. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. For Zeke, what a first 3 years he's had in the NFL. Last year, his 2nd rushing title, 1,434 yards. Not as many as 1,631 that he had as a rookie, but still his yards per game average was the best in the National Football League. On the left side, Gallup's got it. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. It'll be a loss of 1, and all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down.
We're going to 52. Everybody, kill.
Prescott from the gun. He's got his target. It's Cobb. And that'll get him the 1st down as they get 9 yards out of that quick slant.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Now Elliott. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
On 2nd down, Elliott. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. On 1st down, it's Elliott. Tackle made by Montravius Adams.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. That one good for a 1st down pickup of 18 yards. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row, I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. B.J. Goodson with a pick. He's at the 40, the 20, 10, 5. And they will score. It's a Packer touchdown. Short throw, pick six right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're one.
And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. Kevin King with a pick. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Working from the gun, Rodgers. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Leighton Vander Esch. He's at the 30, 10, and he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Cowboy defense has a touchdown.
Partner, I know it's hard to believe, but sometimes guys who are built with the dimension of linebackers can actually get lost from sight by the quarterback.
Well, they're usually not the tallest guys.
So, yeah, that allows them sometimes to kind of hide down in there, kind of get a little bit lower, and maybe he just never saw him. But, boy, he sure wishes he had. He picked it off and ran it all the way back for a touchdown.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time, decent field position through the pick six. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right? Good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So the last one didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position, not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, 14-7. All right, coming up at intermission. Charles, you want to wait to enhance your Saturday?
I certainly do.
I've got just a thing for you. It's the coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by Orlando. He'll be alongside at half to take us through the weekend in the NFL. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Give him 14 on that one and a 1st down.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Jones. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
Well, with the kind of half he's had, I think we can forgive him that run, right? Not every run's going to be a big play, is it?
No, and also the blocking just wasn't there. No room to run.
Yeah, defensively, they got to find a way to build on that because he's eating them alive in the first half.
Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. Over the middle, that's caught by Adams. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. 3 receivers head out right, 1 to the left on 2nd and 3. To throw is Rodgers. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. The Packers on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3.
26.
And again, it's Rodgers. And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. Xavier Woods with a pick.
Intercepted. The Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own 48-yard line.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
I'm coming after you. Check. Crouch. 26.
They start on the ground with Elliott. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. So it's the Packers set to receive the kick. They've got the lead as well as we are underway in the 3rd quarter. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. On 1st down, it's Elliott, and they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Kill. 47. Check 43. Check. We're going to 54. Why in? Check.
On the RPO, Prescott's going to keep it himself. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
Going to 54. Going to 54. Why in? 26.
Out of the gun, here's Prescott. He sets to fire deep. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Thought they were going to force a 4th down. Instead, PI gives them the 1st.
And that's frustrating because you think you've taken them really deep into the count, haven't you? Instead, you've got to start all over. That can really be demoralizing.
After the penalty, it's Elliott. And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? Jumpy on the right side of the line.
Sometimes when you're on the end, a little bit farther away from the ball, any type of movement will get you to jump, and that's exactly what happened there.
So after the penalty, here's 2nd and 3. 10th carry now for Elliott. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
47. We're going to 54. 26.
They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott letting one go deep. That is caught. It's Cooper for the Cowboy touchdown. Amari Cooper, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are back within a single score.
Touchdown, Cowboys.
They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for, and this touchdown will count. So on 4th down, on comes the Dallas kicker, Brett Maher. And this a 39-yard attempt. Maher able to put this one through. Of course, the door for Maher was opened after a little bit of a surprise move. The Cowboys letting go of Dan Bailey last year.
Yeah, Maher took over in the preseason. He's from Nebraska via the Canadian Football League, where he kicked for 4 years. And I saw him personally make 2 game-winning field goals last season against Detroit and in Atlanta.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. Now a fake on the give here as they try to run pass option. Caught on the right side by Adams. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball, because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. On play action, now Rodgers. And Adams has it, complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
No. Hey, switch gears. Kill. Check. Over.
On the delay, Jones. And forget that 100-yard rushing game, at least for the moment, as he'll lose yardage here and fall back under the century mark for the game.
319.
Again, it's Jones. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Leighton Vander Esch, 3rd in the NFL in tackles as a rookie last year. There on the stop.
51, Matchbox Lights. Check it out, read.
Now a draw play. This is Jones. Oh, he faked it with a juke. Now he's got some room. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Aaron Jones with his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. Extra point up and good by Crosby. The 10 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. They'll look to make some inroads here, trailing 21-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. Off the play fake, Prescott. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. In the pocket, chucked it away, flag comes down.
So you got to move a little bit, right? Know where you are on the field, have some awareness. Tackle to tackle. You got to get outside of that tackle box in order to get that done.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score.
We're going to 53. He's coming, double up.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. Going up top. And that is caught. One-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in.
Let's go.
A big play here for Dallas. 52 yards. Elsewhere around the NFL, they're in the 3rd quarter in Carson. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. And a good run as he manages 7 yards down to the 17.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there.
There we go. Line 80. There we go. Going to 54. Line 80. Kill, kill, kill.
Trying to run for it with Pollard. And he'll have the 1st down, getting this one to the 14-yard line. He needed a yard. That's what he got, and it's going to earn him a new set of downs.
1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Elliott, and he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Last year, Dak Prescott had 3 fourth-quarter comebacks, and he's in search of another one right now. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. Cooper was the target there. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 25-yard line.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. To throw, it's Rodgers. And this one's incomplete. He was looking for his running back, Aaron Jones, that time. And it's 3rd and 5.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws, somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better than it hits the ground, instead going to an opposite color jersey.
They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away.
The Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own 13-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate, and of course they'd like to forget the ending, the interception, but they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Eluding the pressure right. And this is going to be incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Prescott to throw it. Going to take a shot for Gallup. It got his man complete. A big play here for Dallas. 49 yards. You're at the point in the game right now where you got to start taking some chances, and that chance paid off.
And it's a good idea to be that aggressive because, truthfully, the defensive guys, they're just playing not to make a mistake. That often means you can make a big play against them.
Not quite the success they had last play. This one goes for 3 yards. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
On 2nd down now, it's Elliott. And he'll be taken down at the 34. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
On first down, Elliott. Elliott a first down and more. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. Marr on for the extra point. And he's got it to make this a 21-17 game. Just 4 as they kick it away and turn things over to their D. This is fielded a couple yards deep. Now a hit and a loose football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
Under 4 to go now as they come up on second down.
Just like that.
Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
And it's third down.
As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3.
50.
From the gun, it's Rodgers. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And he will score. Touchdown, Cowboys. This game, it's been defensively oriented on both sides, so I guess it stands to reason that the play of the game comes on defense.
So it's my kind of game. You know that.
That's
Anytime
right.
we have a defensive battle, but that, as you said, it stands to reason that's the way the game tilted. Someone had to make a big play, and the way the defenses were dominating, that's exactly what we got.
Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And fresh off the pick 6, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
It all comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some
It's
reason.
deep in there, right? Sean Lee, the Pro Bowler, there for the tackle. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
26.
And the blitz does come. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. DeMarcus Lawrence racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
Good job, fellas.
Here's J.K. Scott now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Here's Austin. They'll call that a punt of 59 yards. Tough to do better than that. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. On the NFL scoreboard there in the 4th now, and Carson. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. If they hang on, that would up their win total to 5 on the season so far. They'll run with Pollard to begin the drive. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
That's what I do.
They stay on the ground, but this time it's Elliott. He's got a 1st down and then some at midfield. The 30, 10, touchdown, Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the the Cowboys, they push out in front further.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a two-score game. You're inside of 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
Fielded about a yard deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Again, it's Williams. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down. So from second and long, now we go to third and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in four-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down. He needed a yard. That's what he got, and it's going to earn him a new set of downs. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Charles, we saw a lot of points go up in this one. Certainly defensively, stuff that they can look at on film, don't you think?
No doubt about it, and they've got to go back and check where the errors are, how they're going to fix them.